what Nouns is doing at their lanes.
Yeah. Also, like, one thing that I was super curious about was actually during the start of the drafting phase, the very first phase, they banned out the Witch Doctor, but they still let the successful IO Lishrak combo go through. Do you think that's still going to come back to haunt them on the side of DogChamp, that they didn't ban the IO, for example?
I mean, it comes down to what are you more afraid of, and they made the choice. It's the Witch Doctor, and I think you just have to ban Brood no matter what, so that one was removed immediately, so making some marks, Moo did with his Witch Doctor, but we'll see which one was like the real problem if this works out and they end up going for the other route. But they didn't have Undying the same. They have far less healing in the last strategy we saw them run. So they're not all in on just doing like what I would consider like the cheesy push strats of just having overwhelming heal, as they've only picked up just the IO for that in this game.
At least it's limited to some extent, but very important series, considering both teams. Nouns currently undefeated, 3-0. DogChamp only one loss under their belts, which is pretty good for a team that's come from Division 2 to Division 1. But this is probably their first big challenge that they have to face. And are they able to overcome that? Well, time will tell, as we got our let go signal here at the start. Already going for some quick dewarding action on the side of Nouns. Get rid of that obs for RCY. Render his visibility a little bit here, but at least rotation-wise, what needs to happen basically for both teams to also get themselves the control over the mid lane?
I mean, speaking of rotations right now, I mentioned like the laning matchups that they might run into. It looks like they did not sniff it out on DogChamp, so Ursa will get that matchup that he wants, and the Beastmaster will also get the matchup. So I saw this maybe coming. I'm not sure if DogChamp did, but this is definitely going to be a problem for them.
Maybe it's a bit of a gamble, too. It's like they're probably swapping lanes, so if we swap the lanes as well, does it still end up being the same laning matchups after all? So I guess the so-called gambit failed a little bit at this point, but we'll probably never know. Could be also something to think about in the post series.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is an advantage, though, to like being a Timber in your safe lane versus the Ursa, as to being a Timber in the off lane versus the Ursa. So already that is going to be something slightly better than before, but maybe just missing out on a small opportunity to get to the most ideal lane, because he'd rather be against the Beastmaster for sure than the Ursa here.
Well, things are looking pretty good right now, considering Ursa's low with 0 CS while Timber's up to 7. Yep. So at least you have that level 1 advantage. It can quickly de-escalate, and maybe Yamsun will be able to gain control out of that lane. But so far, so good. Meanwhile, in the off lane, we've got the Beastmaster versus the DP. Russell taking a bit of a beating here with that, the panel mentioned, the spam lane, which you can definitely do with these Disruptor and Beastmaster heroes.
Yeah, and I would just also wanted to like take a quick look at mid lane. RCY, I thought he had to go Quas Wex this game, but he looks like he's still going to go for the Exort build here and just play more as like that carry. Seems to be like what he wants to do and the reason why they end up picking this Invoker here. But it will be slightly greedy in a sense where like they don't have like that Sunstrike setup that you normally see for the side lanes here. Like you've got a Bramble and a Monkey King. Like these at low levels, it's like a 1-second stun for the Monkey King, and the Brambles are also very short duration, 1 second. It's not the best setup ever for, you know, the Sunstrike.
That is very true. What do you think about an idea of 2 points in Exort and then just going Quas Wex? Meanwhile, Moo, there we see the Boundless Strike connecting with a First Blood going for Russell. That was a support not quite located in the right place. Disruptor looked like he was, Delelis was somewhere else while that was happening.
Yeah, probably dewarding there, wanting to pull, but
awkward timing too.
Yeah, and like that death actually hurts him a lot, because now the lane is in a position just right in front of the Dire's tier 1, exactly where you want it to be if you're Russell there, and getting back that CS advantage that, you know, the Beast was leading in the CS advantage there. But I think after this, getting that First Blood, the net worth is going to go Russell's way, but also the CS should go his way pretty soon here, unless you can manage to pull here from Laylis, which he did get the stack off. Yes, he did. So it's really going to be Flea's job to not let him pull that double stack. I would be really sad if I was Russell and that ended up happening. Oh, yeah, for sure. And as we saw in a quick glimpse there from the our good old Observer Scurf as well, in terms of net worth, DogChamp is already in a triple lead, a bit under 1,000 lead at about 3 minutes. So at least the first early minutes going pretty well on the side of DogChamp to see if they can keep it up. Moo's going to tear down the trees with an Axis.
bit of control over onto Flea. He does have a lot of stick charges. Should be all right there, though, but a good amount of harass that at least threatens Russell a little bit, that now that your Monkey King drops a bit low, you can't just go on full aggression here.
Yeah, that's really good for Nouns there that Laylis got that pull off. He denied like an entire wave from them. Now the Monkey King is going to try and contest this, and actually kill a couple of these creeps here. I think that's very needed. Moo will farm it up a little bit, but one of the big surprises for me here is that RCY, he's doing really well in the mid lane. Like, he had like expectations that Gunnar may be the better laner here because he is one of the renowned mid laners here, but he's holding his own right now.
And that's a very, very good statement in its sense, in itself. You know, Gunnar, we've been highlighting him for quite some time, being probably one of the top NA mid laners that there is right now, right after potentially Abed. Quinn not being in the region anymore, but still the honorary American. Put it that way.
I mean, I'd put Bryle on that list as well.
And Bryle, of course. So RCY holding up to his ground is pretty good so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top has balanced out a little bit. We talked about the de-escalation, so Ursa's now finally catching up on farm.
Yeah, this will get slightly better for Ursa, but will it, though, is the real question. It should get better, but I think if Sunlight does get that level 6 before Ursa gets level 6 here, that's going to be a big problem for the Ursa, as that Chakram will come online, and you will harass out the Ursa very easily in this laning stage.
His Bloody Nine's courier going to be gone. And also saw the mana boots being picked up on the Beastmaster. So are we looking at potential Guardian Greaves here? Or is it just something different that Moo wants to play here? You don't get to see the mana boots every single time on this Beast.
Yeah, I think I've seen him do this before, and he went back into the HOD, just really prioritizing just doing better in the laning stage.
Gunnar with the rotation into top. That's going to be the first kill on the side of Nouns. Just got to clear it out first. Io dropping Bloody Nine low. Gunnar to clean it out. It's going to be the first kill for them, but Sunlight don't want to overstay too long in this lane. He really wants that brawl against Yamsen. He's only level 4, and he won't be able to get any Chakrams.
So he actually can't even go on him here.
So no Nova.
Interesting. That's a very early gank for a pre-Pulse Nova gank from the Leshrac there. So wasn't able to get that other kill. But something that's very interesting to me is the Timbersaw is going Meteor Hammer. Very, very interesting. Yes. Not something you see very often. You don't have a setup stun.
I guess that we're missing a stun, so...
I mean, that stun is not going to hit unless you combine it on a Bramble, I suppose.
Bramble and maybe the Crown.
RCY
potentially that's going to be one. Lelis does go down to RCY. Can he still run away? That's level 6 on Gunnar. He runs out of mana as well, but the right click's not going to be enough. He's going to be 15 HP. Husky's going to fall to the tower. And RCY will survive.
Yeah,
now look at Bloody Nine coming in as well. Gunnar, he might be in trouble. They don't see this one coming. He's a bit suspicious, but he walks deep into the river. The Brambles come out. Gunnar to fall as well. DogChamp making everything right at this moment and making another kill work for RCY. Lelis is dropped fairly low. Well, not low enough to dive under the tower.
Things going well for DogChamp. This is exactly what they needed in this game number 1 here. Is they need to do well in the laning stage. They need to snowball. I do believe their lineup can function. I believe any lineup can function if you have a high enough net worth advantage, and they're definitely needing that. The only question I have is how much value are we going to get from this Meteor Hammer on the Timbersaw? It's a little bit different here. It's not reliable by any means. I mean, he has no boots right now, and he might just get chased out, and that's it.
Yeah, he's just trying to save himself with a hammer cast on top of himself. Not going to work out. Yamsen to get the kill. Yeah, that's actually curious. He doesn't even have the boots.
Nah, he just rushed it. And, like, what are the advantages of this for Timber? I was thinking you can take towers, something that their lineup isn't necessarily bad at. You have DP, you have Invoker, who is going for that no points in Wex right now, so he is committed to the no boots Midas. We got the no boots Meteor Hammer. Some of like farming items, I would say, for the most part. So they just kind of need to weather the storm here a little bit, because I think this Leshrac now is online to make rotations. There's Ursa is now going to be a threat as well to this Timbersaw, because once he gets level 6, he's not going to care about a Meteor Hammer channeling on him. He'll just press R and he will kill you. So I think this is a very scary moment for DogChamp here, and they really, really have to not let things happen from Nouns' end.
That's a pretty good deny, but it does come at the cost of his life. Yamsen's going to probably get this one through. Still, the stun comes in as he is level 5, and Rage not up yet to reduce the stun timer. So Bloody Knight gets to deny the Invis rune and walks away. Gunnar, though, trying to push out the wave. RCY is trying to battle him back, but Gunner's just not getting a single kill. He just got solo kill. Fly steals the kill. I mean, Flea steals the kill.
Fly? What are you doing in this game?
Flea squeezing in between, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a chaos. That was a solo kill. Meanwhile, in the top lane, this cannot happen. They ended up catching Sunlight yet again. He was snowballing super hard. Moo with rotation with the TP scroll comes in and secures another kill onto this Timbersaw. And this Timbersaw is starting to feel very, very mortal now. And that's not a position you want to be in as a Timber.
That is very true. Was that a tactical feed? You know, they did get to push mid. There's nobody defending it. But it looks like it might just be a tower trade. They might lose the top tier 1. They've already taken the mid tower down at the cost of Sunlight's life, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah, I guess the best way I'd put it is I'm just looking at his item build right now. Like, if he dies there and he's building items that are going to help him later on in the game and he's just going to be on recovery, it's fine. But I think he built this item with the intent to push his advantage. And building an item to push your advantage and then you die twice in a row, that's not good.
Counterproductive.
It's definitely not good. So we'll see what they can do with it.
Why he's already done the solo kill before. He's going to try it again on Gunner, and he's going to get it. This kid is just something else. Gunner is getting schooled here. Russell, he's in a bit of trouble. Yamsen can't quite dive all the way through, and there's the siphons coming out on Russell. He will get some regeneration out of Lelis and actually push Yamsen and Lelis away. But RCY, this kid is something else.
I mean, he's solo killed Gunner twice now.
Twice.
I mean, Flea stole one of them, unfortunately, because I guess he's fine with it. He still has really high net worth, and so they're going to try and go on Sunlight yet again here.
Sunstrike. There's the meaty hammer. Doesn't quite connect on Moo, though, but they will get the kill nevertheless.
All right, interesting. I mean, there was like the Monkey King stun into Meteor Hammer combination.
No enrage, by the way. He's going to try to man fight this one, but Yamsen is dead. Russell finding himself another solo. DogChamp up to 8 kills and a 2K lead. Who would have thought about that, panel?
Yeah. Where you at, panel? Not just kidding.
They had their points. I mean, I still stand with them into like some extent, but this is a very, very good early game from DogChamp, despite Sunlight's 2 deaths and, you know, the bit of a question mark how this top lane is actually going to work out for them. But nevertheless, IO going to be rotating. Is that going to be Lesh brought in as well? Pretty sure it is. Yes, there's Gunner.
Oh, it's a 3-man hammer there to go out with. Beautiful. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you're kind of dying a lot on this Timbersaw, but you still have higher net worth in every single core right now. The real problem for them is the fact that RCY's net worth is out of control. Gunner is struggling very hard, as so is Yamsen on this Ursa. The one thing you do have going for you is that this Timber, it feels like he's not going to scale very hard in this game. So, like, if you need a kill, you can just pop by his lane, and it's almost assured at this point. You just need to bring the Lesh, or you need to bring the Ursa, and that'll be enough. So, I think if you are this Timbersaw in this game, you need to start thinking of ways to itemize to empower your team, because it's not the best Timber game of all time. So, he has the hammer right now, but, like, maybe going into some halberds or a pipe.
And he's being pressured again.
Yeah. To really help him out here and just kind of like be a support, because you're not going to be that position 1 that's going to carry the game, not in a game like this.
Curiosity-wise, Nouns is playing with 4, 12 minutes in, taking over the enemy jungle as they finished off the tier 1 tower while losing their bot tier 1, not finding a follow-up kill, and now spreading back around the map. DogChamp was actually out-farming them for that 1-2 minute period that was happening there, so they are building a difference in net worth. RCY has almost got 7,000 net worth 12 minutes in, so we're looking at a pretty huge invoker. So he's going to be public enemy number 1 this game. Nouns really want to focus killing RCY if they can at any opportunity, and that's going to be a huge kill considering the Timber's already been, you could say, shut down to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy to kill him because he's going straight for items for survivability. He has the boots of travel for the move speed. Then later when he gets the BKB, I think your only chances of killing him are going to be like the glimpse into like a static storm, but that won't be available once you have that BKB. So if they do want to kill him, it has to be pretty soon here, because I think as every minute goes on, it's going to be more and more difficult to kill this invoker until you get to the stage where maybe Moo has a blink dagger with the roar, or Yamsun finishes a basher with a blink. But those items are gonna be a while because they're still working on, you know, if you got our Helmet Dominator online for Moo, but he's gonna go straight into the Overlord after that. Does he want a blink after that? Perhaps he might.
Potentially.
But, yeah, but for Yamsun, he still hasn't finished his Battle Fury yet, so he's gonna keep working on that. And this is not gonna be an ideal timing for a Battle Fury Ursa.
Yeah. I think he got hindered a little bit there with the Ancients being stacked, you can't really clear them out with an Ursa without a Battle Fury. And then they were spending time with 4 heroes on top when he was 2 pieces away from his Battle Fury, almost finishing it. But we got to relocate into Fountain. Just debating the audience a little bit, like, oh, relocate's coming.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about stacks in the early game is they're not for carries anymore. You see, like, the Timber took a stack, the Lesh took the stack. I think later on, well, what happens is we prioritize different heroes during the game, because like you can take a stack with your Battle Fury, but you're not going to do anything until you have like your BKB or your Blink, right? But if a mid laner gets a stack into early Bloodstone, I mean, hold on for that real quick. Gunnar might be in a little trouble here.
There's a haste rune, and he will be able to take it. Yoinks it in between Sunlight and Russell. Exorcism also burnt. That is a level 1 Exorcism though, so not too worried about it. Husky's going to bring out the extra regeneration, bring Gunnar back up to full speed, and with that haste rune, can't quite get too much control out. They are living in this top jungle area. Philly, he's on the chase, and Russell's also here, defending their side of the map. No engagement, though.
Quite fortunate to get that haste rune there. I think if he didn't get that, they would have had to solely rely on... Actually, they didn't have relocate. I think Gunnar would have died for sure. Just like walks past 2 heroes, grabs the haste, and just...
Yeah, he was
out of there.
He was backpedaling there for a second, considering, oh, I can't actually get there. Oh, wait.
Oh, here it is. No BKB.
And RCY, perfect target for him to cap, but where's the detection, boys?
He has it now. He has it now.
It was in his backpack,
they got him.
I guess. Okay,
was
they
on the
see
courier.
Yeah, there we go. They now finally see RCY is going to take them some time, but they are going to clean out this kill, and that's a lot of money for Yamsen.
I mean, he realized there's no detection, so maybe he's being a little bit cheeky. They're just sitting in the trees, waiting around. Maybe he can do something there, but Laylis's courier was on the way with the dust, with the sentries, and yeah, or perhaps he thought there were sentries further down in the lane and he was safe there. But either way, that was a big kill we said they needed to get before the BKB, and they did just that.
Currently looking like a pretty even situation despite the small net worth discrepancy.
Yamsun, he's against 4 heroes here.
He just got himself a kill. Is he going to die right after? And Rage is there. All of that crack control is going to run out. We'll get stunned under the tower. That's too deep for them to go for the chase, knowing relocate is up again. And now Nouns, they feel like they've got a bit of tempo going their way. Trying to push this mid-tier 1 tower. Sunlight, he just got glimpsed. He's trying to make a Timber Chain play to bring it back, but it's not going to work, and they will find themselves flee. And that also means the tower is going to fall.
This is kind of what you're worried about for DogChamp, right? When this mid-game hits, having these, like, sloppy plays, right? Like, you had to know for sure that Disruptor's there at the glimpse back. Same time, Flea goes in, feeds a crucial kill there, I want to say, and they lose their tower. Just getting outplayed a little bit on the map here after having an amazing, like, laning stage.
And it's been, like, DogChamp's been the ones chasing around for Nouns, right?
Yeah.
For a couple minutes now, not really achieving anything with it. And once they've been able to dodge... Oh, that's an interesting... That's a pretty good stun from Sunlight. And they've got the fear coming out as well. Lana's gonna fall. Relocate save. Is it gonna be on time? Yes, it will. The heal comes in from Io. And it's just gonna be enough. Plus the Bloodstone. But they are gonna bring out at least 1 hero back. And that is gonna be Husky into the arms of DogChamp.
Yeah, he should be... Will he?
Who should be being the key word here.
Nah, he's gone for sure here.
Yeah, the boars, you know, reminds me of one of those husky sledges that we see in the northern parts of Finland. You know, you have the dogs running around. So he went for the tether onto the wild boar.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool, actually. Like, he got a 2-man meteor hammer stun with no setup whatsoever, just hiding in the trees. So everything I said about them not having enough stuns, it doesn't matter. He just hid in the trees and just set it up. Wrong. He really did. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, that item just paid for itself right there.
Well, see what is on the minds of DogChamp the next time. Now that they found themselves 2 kills, I feel like they got invigorated a little bit. They are stacking up, playing close to each other's, prepared for a potential skirmish versus Nouns. Ursa obviously just wants to farm. He's got that Battle Fury. Blink is already coming up as well into the BKB. He knows he has the defensiveness. They've got the Static Storm, the relocates, and of course the aggressive positioning from Leshrac and Beastmaster. So you can definitely fight early. The thing is, do you want to? Do you have to? Do you just farm?
I think they want to do Roche before they do any fighting here. Like, Blink is online, Battle Fury is online. Sure, you want your BKB as well, but I think if you add an Aegis on these 2 items right now, Ursa can be aggressive. He can make things happen. He can give vision to Disruptor to get more glimpses back and have more kill potential.
They're coming. They're coming all around. Disruptor's not quite there, so if they fight instantly, they have a chance. But they're going to back out from the Roche pit. DogChamp. That is a smoke coming out from Nouns, though. And that's a fresh BKB on RCY. So he's got that extra magic immunity going for himself. Can position himself aggressively as well. The only thing that does go through, which he has to be worried about, is the Beastmaster Roar.
Right. Flea does have a Yules, though, which will add some protection against the Ursa. No matter even if he gets enraged or not, Yules does.
Oh, that's such a good item this game against the Ursa.
It is. It will pierce anything that he tries to do there. So it's some defensive measure. Even if they get the Roar off, if you can get the Ursa and the Yules and control them a little bit, it could be good. However, Nouns, that net worth lead that we were talking about, almost completely reversed now, as Ursa has caught up to the Invoker now in net worth, and I think they're pretty fine going late game here. Like, we're not going to see much of this Timbersaw being any scarier than what it is, and in fact, they're just going to go in.
Right, onto Sunlight too. The fear is there. Yamsun going to be pushed away. Sunlight gets to live for the Static Storm, and is that your ticket in? Sunlight probably wants to regenerate a bit. He's got a salve in his backpack, won't be able to use it fully. Gets cut down from the tree. Gunners are on top of him. The relocate takes them away. Was actually used from the bot lane to join the mid-fight, trying to kill off Sunlight, and now they're out. Can they find themselves some kills here? They missed the Boundless Strike, and Moo only gets tickled by the Chakram, so he should also be fine.
It's hard to say if it was that relocating out was worth it or not. I mean, they did technically kite out the DP ultimate, so that won't be up. So they didn't really use any spells that matter. Yeah, so they could just go Roche if they wanted to right now. I wouldn't be against that. Ursa does it really fast. You got the sustain, and if they do want to come and fight you without DP ult, I think that's advantageous for Nouns here. So we might see them posture around that area, but if they do want to do it, I think they need to do some D-warding first.
And it's going to be difficult to take down Lesh now as well with the BKB brought up. So if there's no exorcism, that will make things trickier. DogChamp still living in this mid lane area though. 60 seconds for Wukong's as well. Lelis scouting out in the river. He's ready for the glimpse on Sunlight, but he's going to get pushed closer to his team. Can they counteract this one? They've got the Mischief, but Flea just gets blown up right away, and a second casualty to follow as they take down Sunlight. They will lose Husky, however, but it is a 2-for-1 trade favoring Nouns. That Roche ticket looks like they're going to go for it.
It's a pretty hard game for the Monkey King here. Like, they ended up killing Flea right away, but him dying is a lot bigger than it looks because he's holding that Yules for the Ursa, and if they were able to get a Yules off in that fight and prevent that damage from coming out to the Timber, they could have potentially turned that there. So Moo is finding him every single fight here with the axes and cutting him down for the trees, and then you got a decision to make now with your Flea and your positioning, because right now, we've seen in the last two fights, him playing aggressively has not worked out.
That's a farming ult.
Was there an illusion rune there or something? Or was he just farming with it?
I think he's just farming with it.
All right, maybe he wants his dagger.
high priority.
To be fair, when you do not max Thunderstrike on Disruptor, you have one of the worst farming potential in the game. Like, level 1 Thunderstrike does not clear out creep waves. Your right click is pretty pathetic too, so just use your ulti to farm clearly. That's the solution.
You do see it from time to time on heroes with teamfight ults with relatively low cooldown. You can just use it for farming if there's nothing happening. They kind of calculated the fact that, yeah, we can just take Roshan. Doesn't look like they want to fight us after all. And still with that Exo down. It is up now. But they weren't expecting to just straight up go in a full 5v5 fight. They're just pressuring the map, utilizing that Aegis, having the frontline presence.
Yeah, I don't think they want to fight in this Aegis. Gunner with the BKB, with the Bloodstone right now is incredibly difficult to run into. So I would advise they try not to, and you really do just have to play more of like a rat style game right now, because the last couple engagements they tried taking into them as a team fight, they have not gone well. Not at all. So just split the map, let Invoker do his thing. He has Boots of Travel, he has Blink Dagger. He is an Invoker prodigy. Get him to that 5-6 slot item. This hero can, I don't care what anyone says, this hero can 1v5 a game with the right amount of items, as long as you buy enough space.
Some of the most sick Invoker plays that we've seen in the last few years. You can really see that this hero has so much impact. There was this one guy. He went for the nickname Hansha for some time. He was playing, I think, the West European qualifiers back in TI10. And then, how do you know it? Like, oh, this guy changes his nickname, goes to BZM, gets picked up by OG, and is still a very, very potent Invoker player. So there's one great example.
Yep.
How much impact the hero can have and how much eyes you are going to catch. Because I definitely remember. I still remember some stuff here that we've shared in our DPC runs.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that Hansha BZM guy did lose with his Invoker just today, but...
He did.
What can you do?
What can you do? You can't win them all.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen, like, this hero, and this is why we don't see a lot on Invoker anymore. He hasn't done, like, that 1v5 performance in a very long time, and we don't see a lot of, like, Exort Invokers to begin with right now. Most of them do go Quas-Wex, because you do need an astronomical amount of farm with this build. You need so much farm with this build. And normally you don't want your mid laner to be farming that much, but either way, they're going to try here. Make something happen.
Well, they've already used Glimpse and everything. No Static Storm.
They relocated in. They're on a timer.
I thought that they would save the Static Storm because they thought he's going to Timber Chain himself away, but Gunnar takes the front line. Janssen hitting onto Russell. Russell very low on HP right now. They're also low on the side of DogChamp. RCY also had to disengage, and they're losing this fight at the moment, and they will lose a third. That was over so fast as Nouns they got themselves the opening they were looking for.
It really feels like DogChamp's lineup is running out of steam here. Like, and we have not seen any impact from this Timbersaw whatsoever. Monkey King's kind of falling off a bit, and now they're at the point where they can just go on the Death Prophet, and Death Prophet will die here. So it's really all up to RCY to do all the damage in the fight, but it's just not going to happen. They're way too farmed. They have way too much heal. They did bring down the IO, but that was pretty much it.
Pretty much it, yeah. And that's all the damage they were able to deal was pretty much just onto the IO. The BKBs used on the Ursa and the Lesh in the front line. RCY can't do much.
We talked about the limitations of the stuns on DogChamp here, and they're actually getting to a place right now where they need stuns and disable so badly.
If you look at this replay,
that Russell's going Atos.
Like they kind of thought that the last time they used Static Storm and Sunlight didn't work out too well, so they thought maybe we can bait them into it and then use it after. Gunnar takes the front. Yamson comes from the side. They're already at 50% HP at this point, and the fight's taken, what, 3 seconds?
Yeah. Ursa just ate DP alive from that fight.
Here's a
can't really do anything.
Potential turnaround here. Moo. He's in the middle fleet. Does get blown up, and now there's no BKBs up and running. So RCY gets caught in the Static Storm inside the kinetic field too. Won't be able to chase up the Ursa. And Lelis has got that Blink Dagger. He's going to keep Bloody 9 at bay. Looking for the terrorize.
Gunner's coming now.
Oh, he needs to get rid of the Golem. He's about to die. The Thunderstrike's still ticking on him, and Gunnar so close for this kill. Is going to get stunned up. Sunlight's also pretty low. RCY trying to back up from the side. No chain to connect, so Sunlight's out. He's out for the count.
Yeah, I mean, game plan for DogChamp is quite difficult now. I think they should go back to the strategy of trying to dodge and taking this to the ultra late game if they can, because I believe every single team fight that they take right now, they're at a huge disadvantage.
Every fight you take. RCY now hiding in the tree line with Bloody 9 and Flea, hoping that there's maybe a remnant, somebody stays around, but no, just going to have to push out the wave, and that's all. And now the Aegis has also expired in that last fight. So 2.5 minutes minimum for Roshan to spawn again. Nouns is kind of, they've played to their strengths this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the laning stage and everything didn't go the way they wanted it to, but it's definitely stabilized.
It definitely has, and the
chain missed there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky for Sunlight.
Oh boy.
The classic forehead rubs, like, oh, this game's not going my way.
Yeah, he's definitely having a rough game here, and I don't see it getting much better for him. Just based purely off the hero that he chose for himself this game. I wonder what the idea behind the Timber was, because he had a good laning stage, and even against the Ursa. And if you look at the Death Prophet had a great laning stage as well. Everything went the way that they wanted it to go, and RCI had a phenomenal laning stage to the point where he's soloing killing the Leshrac many times here, but they have not been able to win a single team fight. They're getting outplayed in every fight and not taking the best fights, and that has been like the platform Nouns has used to come back into this game.
And it is a worrying factor for DogChamp that they just can't get these fights to go in their way, and closing up on the 30-minute marker, we have Nouns in the lead, and I think our win probability has shifted from that 50-50. I would say it's like 70-30, 80-20 maybe at this point. 80-20 it is.
Yikes, yeah. I mean, it's only a 3k gold lead, but just based off like how these drafts function, the panel said it, I said it as well, that late game, I don't think DogChamp have much of a chance if the net worth is even. They have to be really far ahead. Like, Invoker has to have like some type of hex right now. Sunlight has to be tanky enough to the point where he's a real problem and he has to like take a lot of spells to die, but he dies too easily right now. He's very squishy.
Yep, faith in panel restored.
Yeah, and like as far as the DP goes, same story, not tanky enough. Like you run in, Ursa kills you. She's currently going for the Heaven's Halberd. That'll help with the tankability a little bit, but they need to get a fight where they have the numbers. They need to catch them when they have like just a couple heroes in one spot and then other heroes across the map, because in a straight 5 vs 5, it's tough. It's definitely really tough. And the way to get these numbers advantages is to be split push. And we see Flea is trying to do it the best he can. He actually has 3,000 gold, which is a lot. Oh, he gets glimpsed back, so let's go ahead and minus 200 of that.
Yep. Of course, Yamsen. Not the first hit bash, but at least the second one to cancel it out. It also had the damage to kill him, even if he was close to teleporting away.
You can remove Basher from his inventory, he still would have died there.
But this is the Roshan that Nouns 100%, 150% want, because you're playing an Ursa lineup, and you get that shard. Considering all the items that are countering you, except for the Yules, getting that Earth Shock and Rage. If you suddenly get hit by a Halberd, for example, well, that duration doesn't feel too bad.
And this is definitely going to be the Roche that DogChamp 150% need to stop them from taking.
Yes. That might just be the next potential fight, unless Nouns... Their key is like, we want to find a pick-off that allows us to go to Roshan, or we draw them to us into the Roche pit. We have the capability to fight them back. I think the biggest thing they can get is pop Exorcism prematurely on the side of DogChamp. It's like, oh, wait this out and go Roche. They can't fight us anymore. They have so many... It's such an easy approach on the side of Nouns now. They've got so many ways to approach these situations.
I mean, you have Smoke on Willow, you have wards, you do have the tools needed to get in there and try the fight. Whether you're strong enough at this point to win that fight, I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely going to be a little difficult. But however, if Nouns are not positioned properly and you catch them off guard here, there is a potential that you can get one easy pick off into baiting Nouns onto a bad fight, and that could be what you need to win this next fight here.
So hear me out. RCY, if he lands like a 5-man tornado into the Meteor Hammer from Sunlight, that is a win condition.
True. 5-man tornado. That's it, RCY. You got this.
Not asking too much.
Not too much at all. That seems very reasonable.
Gunnar already having a bit of a read onto Flea. You have vision on top of that triangle area, so they know where Nouns is coming from, and Sunlight charges in RCY Tornado. That's on 1, and it just might be enough. The silence is there to clear out the Disruptor, and he's gone for 50. No buyback. 5 versus 4 fight. Bloody 9 getting blown up by Gunnar in the backline, but they're wearing out the BKB charges. RCY getting to live for a little bit longer, but Russell, no chance for him. Surrounded by 2 cores on 2 sides, and Flea. Oh, did they cut down the tree? I think they did. Yep, the Monkey King's also down. Sunlight trying to help him out with a Meteor Hammer. RCY still running away from Gunnar, and now Sunlight. Okay, he tried to save his buddy, but now he's like, okay, I tried to take the attention away from you, but I got it on myself now. 2 for 4.
I mean, that went pretty well, like, as far as initiation went. Like,
better than the last fight.
They killed the Disruptor right away. Then after that, they feared the IO into the Bramble, got the kill, but they just have no answer for Gunnar. They have no answer for Yamsen's Ursa here.
Yeah, and they have some damage limitations. It was the Timber doing the most in that last fight. Not too much from RCY. I feel like he was controlled very early on and just spent half of the time running away. I mean, this BKB was also torn away. But Yamsen, he's got the Aegis, he's got the Shard. This Ursa is super scary right now.
Man, they're doing Roche and taking it tier 3 simultaneously. That is normally a sign that you are very ahead in this game. The issue that you have for DogChamp right now is BKB is basically invincibility for Nouns right now. You don't have a single hero here that does damage through that. And that is what we kind of saw there. Like, they ended up killing a couple of cores, but like once the BKBs went down for DogChamp, their fight was just over at that point. And even if you have a BKB, you got this Ursa you have to deal with that has an Abyssal Blade, BKB, Battle Fury. BKB is not going to help you there.
Extra control on top of the control you already have, and Gunnar is about to finish his Sheep Stick as well. He's got the money for it. It's on the courier, flying to him, but they do take the fight on the high ground. They've got the Static Storm. Flea's the one to take the majority of the damage right now. DP in trouble, but Russell able to disengage. Gunner's BKB ring off a Sunlight, doing some work at the backline. Can he take down Husky? Yes, he can. And also RCY gets the Tornado. Is going to connect onto 2. Yamson still got that Aegis, going to be able to run away for the time being, but now they got Sunlight. Sunlight trying to go for the Meteor Hammer. Won't get the connection because Yamson has a BKB charge, and he won't be able to use it. And now onto the Timber Saw they go as well. Husky coming in with the buyback will be able to join in with the relocate. And they're looking to close out this game as DogChamp, they're on full retreat. They're getting to fight on their high ground, at least for the time being, as Yamson still brawling, still going at it. Sunlight trying to take a second round. That is a dieback. Their Timber is gone, and that is now down to 4. Russell getting jumped on again by Yamson. RCY is still trying to keep up the control, but the damage, this is not enough. They can't get rid of this Fuzzy Wuzzy, and also Gunner. They're just running rampant on the high ground of DogChamp.
It's just they don't have damage for any core. All they can kill is Husky.
Yep, and on to Russell they go. They will find the DP in just a matter of seconds. And that is Russell gone. 50 seconds dead. 2 heroes gone. And DogChamp running out of defenders.
Yeah, it kind of just seems like in this game, like they have severe damage problems, and that is basically due to the draft here. They can kill the Disruptor, they can kill the IO, but that's about it. Like, they don't really have the damage to kill anyone else in this game. So while it might look a little promising at the beginning of the fights, oh, they killed the support. Oh, they killed the other support. That's good. Supports just buy back, and you haven't even merely addressed like how to deal with this Ursa or the Leshrac at this point.
And we see the pushing power. Nouns clearing out 2 lanes of racks, going for the 3rd. Get the mega creeps. Take another fight when DogChamp respawns with their heroes. RCY. Can he bring up a miracle?
It would have to be one hell of a miracle against Mega Creeps now in this situation. He does not have the farm, and even if he had the farm is right back there on Nouns.
Dieback potential here onto the IO. That is a certainty. That's 1. Yamson still 2 minutes on Aegis. Abyssal is ready. 2,700 HP as well, so he's only being tickled for now. Gunner turns around. Yamson coming in with the Blink Dagger onto RCY, and that will be the Invoker gone. He's gone for 80 seconds, and he's not buying back. Only just now. They just can't see an opener back in, and Sunlight all by himself. He's going to get roared into the Static Storm, and down once again. They just don't get the chance to fight back. Bloody 9, he's out as well for the count. DogChamp running out of members. They will get to fight a little bit against this Ursa, but no, the Aegis, it still stays intact. Russell tries to go for an Ogre Seal Totem there. He really wants this guy, but no, sir, not gonna happen. Yamson gets to live.
He doesn't want to live right now. I think he wants to die and come back alive with full health, but they call it anyway. GG's called.
GG's called.
It really does feel like this particular game, like, DogChamp has an idea of how they want to play, but we've seen many teams try this with like the double offlane strategy, and hopefully your mid carries you. It unfortunately